Hi students, my name is Ruchika. CBSE class 12th, Flamingo, Going Places by A.R. Barton. I'll tell you about the author, background of the lesson, explanation and summary. A.R. Barton was an English writer. He lived in Zurich and most of his writings are modern. Background of Going Places. It is a light piece of fiction which centers around a girl named Sophie. It talks about her dreams and her fantasies. The lesson is based on adolescent fantasizing and hero worship. Sophie wants to liberate herself from the shackles that bind her to a lower middle class lifestyle. She dreams of carving a life of comfort for herself and wants to live in luxury. She fantasizes so much that her daydreams find a place for a sports idol. She lives away from the grim realities of life, which involve money, a good qualification, and rich experience. Truly, she struggles between a world of make believe and her own real world, which is lower middle class, wrought with difficulties and desires. Now we have the explanation of the chapter. Sophie and Jancy, these are two close friends. They are on their way home from school. At that time, Sophie expresses her desire of owning a boutique. Her friend Jancy is doubtful on her thoughts. She links arms with her as they walk. Further, Sophie idolizes of being like Mary Quant. Now students, Mary Quant was a famous English fashion designer. So this girl Sophie wants to be as famous as Mary Quant. On the other hand, her friend Jancy is very realistic. She knows that both of them have to work at the nearby biscuit factory. So on hearing her friend's thought, she became melancholy and wished that her friend would not speak all this. Melancholy here means sad and feeling sorrowful. Jancy advises Sophie to be realistic about her future. Jancy advises Sophie to be realistic about her future. But Sophie continues to dream and suggests to Jancy that probably she could be an actress also and run a boutique as a side business. On saying this, she went into her house, leaving Jancy standing in the rain. She expresses her desire of owning a boutique if ever she has the money. Now here you can see this is the reality of Sophie and Jancy, that is they have to work in the biscuit factory, and on the other hand the dreams that Sophie has, being as famous as Mary Quant, being a famous actress, or having enough money to run a boutique of her own. Further, the author describes the scene in Sophie's house. Her father is eating and her mother, her back is crooked. She is wearing an apron, so probably her back is crooked because of working so much. She is working endlessly. The room is messed up, utensils lined up for washing. So seeing all this, young girl Sophie feels choked and she leaves the room. She goes ahead into the next room to look for her elder brother Geoff. Sophie's brother Geoff is busy repairing a motorcycle part. She wants to know many things about him, but as he does not talk much, she feels that he is not around her. She envies his silence. She is fascinated. Here fascinated means attracted. She is attracted to all those things just because she does not know much about them, and she keeps on imagining. She desires having her brother's affections and wishes to accompany him, although their father has ordered her not to do so, and her brother also considers her too young to go out with him. Sophie was impatient to move out of her home into the vast world which was eagerly waiting for her, and she is confident of being as comfortable there as in her own city. She imagines herself running behind her brother Geoff. Then she also imagines that many people, like an audience, is applauding for them as they are arriving into the world. Now Sophie tells her brother that she met a famous man whose name is Danny Cassie. Her brother disbelieves her and he asks her that has she told this to their father. She refuses and she gets upset that her brother is unaware that he is the first one with whom she shares her secrets. He says that I don't believe you. Then she describes him that how she met Danny Cassie. She says that she was looking at the clothes in a boutique, that is Royce. Over there, a person came and stood beside her. She looked around and what she saw was that that person was Danny Cassie. In order to confirm from her, her brother asks that, okay, tell me, what does he look like? So she tells him that you know how he looks like because probably he must have seen him somewhere, maybe on the TV or in the newspaper, he must have seen his pictures. So her brother says, no, you had a closer look at him, you saw him personally, so you tell me how he looks like. She tells him that he has green eyes, gentle eyes. And she says that we used to imagine that he is very tall, but he is not that tall in reality. Just then, their father enters the room and sits in front of the television. So her brother Geoff tells the father that Sophie had met Danny Cassie. The author says he looks at her in disdain. So disdain means considering her talk to be unworthy. So he is not relying on what his daughter is saying. Then he warns his daughter that she should not make all these imaginary talks and someday they will put her in trouble. After that, the brother and sister, that is Sophie and Geoff, they discuss her imaginary meeting with the football player. Now Danny Cassie is a famous football player. Upon hearing all her talks, her brother was so disturbed because of disbelief that he just leaves the room. Along the wall of Geoff's bedroom, there are many pictures which have been put of famous football players. Now the family is a fan of football. The picture of Danny Cassie is also put up there. He is a hero for these teenager children. Then, as on Saturday, they have their weekly visit to the football match to watch their team United. They are big fans of United and every Saturday they go to watch the match. So on this Saturday also, the family has gone to see the match of their favorite team. Cassie is also a player in this team. He did the second goal and United won. So the whole family is very excited and happy. Sophie glowed with pride. Now she is feeling as if she has done something very extraordinary because she is a very big fan of Danny and she has told her family that she had personally met him. Her brother Geoff is also ecstatic. Ecstatic means feeling or expressing overwhelming happiness or joyful excitement. So all the people are very happy because their favorite team United has won. Their father went to celebrate with his friends at the pub. Now Sophie's friend Jancy meets her and she asks her that her brother Frank has told him that Geoff has said that Sophie had met Danny Cassie. Now when Sophie comes to know that Jancy has also come to know this thing, she gets very worried. Sophie asks her friend Jancy not to tell this to anyone as it is a family secret, and if her dad comes to know about this, a fight would erupt. He would fight with Sophie for just saying all these things. Jancy feels that as Sophie's father is a football fan, he would rather be chuffed. Now chuffed here means he would rather be pleased to hear that his daughter Sophie had met the famous Danny Cassie. Sophie was very worried. She was very nervous that her friend Jancy would tell all the people in their neighborhood that she had met that Danny Cassie. She tells Jancy that her dad did not want to believe her and she did not want that eager neighbors should come and queue outside their house asking their father about this thing that she had met Danny. All this thing would make her mother very furious and angry. So Sophie indicates Jancy to keep it as a secret and not to tell it to anyone. Here the author has used the words on seeing a row. This means on seeing a noisy quarrel. Now when so many neighbors will come, they will gather outside their house and talk to Sophie's father. Obviously there will be a lot of noise and this noise will disturb her mother. Now the imaginary date which Sophie has told her brother that she will be meeting him again, that date has arrived. It is dark. She is walking by the canal and she sits on a bench beneath an elm tree. There she is waiting for her date. After some time, she is so imaginative that she imagines that Danny is walking towards her. Now this is the same place where as a child she would often play and she would see lovers sitting on this particular bench. So Sophie feels that this is the perfect place for such kind of a meeting. After some time, she feels that he will not come for the date, but yet she does not accept the fact that it was all her imagination. She simply becomes sad on the thought that her brother will be very disappointed that Danny did not turn up for the date. But despite that, she thinks that she and Danny both know that they met each other at Roy's store. Here the author says, resignation was no sudden thing. This means that accepting something undesirable but inevitable. Here the author has used the word despondent, which means discouraged. Sophie feels that it is a hard burden to carry, which means that it will be very difficult for her to prove herself as everyone has disbelieved her, and now that she has not met Danny, it will be impossible to convince them that she had actually met him at the designer boutique. She climbed up the steps to the street, and as she crossed the Roy's designer store, she once again imagines that she has bumped into Danny. Then again they both talk to each other. The girl once again asks for an autograph, but as both of them do not have a pen, they just think that okay, next time Danny will give her an autograph, and he leaves. She keeps on standing there for a few minutes, imagining him and talking to him. Finally, the author concludes the chapter saying, with their weekly visit to the football match, where once again Sophie watches Danny making his way through to score a goal. Here the words eruption means instant outburst, and the family is exultant, which means overjoyed. Approbation means appreciation and support. Summary of going places. Sophie is a teenage girl who loves to dream and imagines them to be true. She dreams big, owning a boutique, being as famous as Mary Quant, or an actress having lots of money. She does not acknowledge her friend Jancy's advice of being realistic and accepting the fact that their future is to be working at the biscuit factory. She weaves a story of meeting a football player who is adored by her entire family to attract their attention and seek the affections of her elder brother Geoff. She desires to go out of her house, feel free in the big world waiting for her. She imagines that her brother and Sophie are entering the world amidst a huge applause by the audience. She convinces her brother and her dad that she actually met him and he has fixed a date for the next meeting also. Her father warns her that these stories of hers would put her into trouble one day. The family goes for a weekly outing every Saturday to watch their favorite team United play. On that particular Saturday, Danny scored a goal and the family was very joyous and celebrated this. Upon being questioned by Jancy, she gets nervous and disappointed that Geoff leaked the secret. She asks Jancy not to tell anyone as it would upset her parents. As her imaginary date approaches, she waits for him on a bench under an elm tree by the canal, which she feels is appropriate for the date. She is so eager to meet him that she imagines him walking towards her. She is very sad that Danny did not turn up and is burdened by the thought of giving an explanation to her brother. Above that, she consoles herself that Danny and she know the truth about their meeting at the store. On her way home, she crosses the store and once again imagines meeting Danny Casey. They talk to each other and she remains standing there, imagining him. Once again, the family goes for the weekly trip to watch the match where Danny, her hero, once again scores a goal and everyone is overjoyed. Thank you and do subscribe to English Academy.